grace, I woke up this morning. It's by your grace. Those who are dead and gone, I am not better than them. Those people in the mortuary, I am not holier than them. Good morning, Lord. Good morning, Jesus. Good morning, Jesus. Good morning, Jesus. I'm aware that you are here this morning. Good morning, Jesus. Good morning, Jesus. Thank you, Lord, for giving me a brand new day. He will never let me down. I will look up to the hill, for where comes my help? My help comes from you, Lord, who made the heaven and the earth. That is why I say, good morning, good morning, good morning. Good morning, Jesus, for giving me a brand new day. Good morning, Jesus. Good morning, Jesus. Good morning, Jesus. I'm aware that you are here this morning. Good morning, Jesus. Good morning, Jesus. Thank you, Lord, for giving me a brand new day. Good morning, Jesus. Good morning, Jesus. Good morning, Jesus. I'm aware that you are here this morning. Good morning, Jesus. Good morning, Jesus. Thank you, Lord, for giving me a brand new day. I thank you, Lord, for my life. I thank you, Lord, for my family. I thank you, Lord, for the home. I thank you, Lord, for my ministry, for my pastor. I thank you, Lord, for my ministry. I thank you, Lord. Good morning, Jesus. Good morning, Jesus. Good morning, Jesus. I'm aware that you are here this morning. Good morning, Jesus. Good morning, Jesus. Thank you, Lord, for giving me a brand new day. I am alive today. It's by your grace. I woke up this morning. It's by your grace. Those who are dead and gone, I am not better than them. Those people in the mortuary, I am not holier than them. Good morning, Lord. Good morning, Jesus. Good morning, Jesus. Good morning, Jesus. I'm aware that you are here this morning. Good morning, Jesus. Good morning, Jesus. Thank you, Lord, for giving me a brand new day. The Lord is my strength and my defender. In Him I put my trust. He will never let me down. I will look up to the hill, for where comes my help? My help comes from you, Lord, who made the heaven and the earth.
Good morning, my dear friends, and welcome to your usual Sunday morning program, Society and Religion, with me, Father Anthony Toll. Today is Sunday, April 18, 2021. And we'll be, as you see on our headline, the topic for today is Unresolved Societal Issues and Mob Justice. Who to blame? And lessons learned. I think for me this topic is very important. Unresolved societal issues and mob justice. What are some of the reasons why we see mob justice, especially in Liberia? We saw the recent happening in Maryland. People going out all in the streets and don't even care for the police. Why is it happening that way? This is not to justify mob justice in any way. But we will use today, on today's program, the just ended elections in Bapolu County, the senatorial elections. And we will tell you some of the reasons why mob justice comes about. If we don't want mob justice in our society, there are certain things that we need to do. And so welcome, my dear friends. I'm Father Anthony Toll, right here in Ghana, and this is your program, Society and Religion. Welcome.
You know we live on the set. Oh, Lord of mercy. Where my girls at? Oh, yeah. We'll give you in here. Let's do this. Oh, does it on me, yo? Shimmy out there. I give you my heart and door, but you play me for a fool. Why am I or die am I? Why am I the jam? Why am I or die am I? Why am I the jam? What does it mean by your doormat? All along, so what the format of your course? You know we live on the set. Oh, Lord of mercy. Where my girls at? Oh, yeah, we'll give you in here. Let's do this. Oh, does it on me, yo? Why I man, shimmy out there. I give you my heart and door, but you play me for a fool. Why am I or die am I?
My dear friends, let me read you something that Mutubasi wrote in somewhere in 2006. This is how he refers to mob justice. For him, mob justice is a symptom of a society where ignorance, an incompetent justice system, and human rights violations impede access to justice. The root cause of the phenomenon is the lack of public trust in the legal and security authorities to properly handle suspected criminals. Mob justice. Lack of trust in a justice system is what leads to mob justice. That's what he's saying. And I agree with him perfectly. He said the root cause of the phenomenon is a lack of public trust in the legal and security authorities to properly handle suspected criminals. So if the people in your country or in your county realize that you are not able to do anything about crime, they will take the law into their own hands, which is of course wrong. But that's exactly what will happen. This man stole yesterday. It was reported. We see him out today. Today again it happened. So next time it happens, we deal with that person ourselves. So that's why he's saying that mob justice is the symptom of a society where ignorance an incompetent justice system, and human rights violations impedes access to justice. You hear that? To impede. He said the root cause of this ugly phenomenon is a lack of public trust in the legal and security authorities to properly handle suspected criminals. Mtabezi, 2006. We saw the elections that brought George Weah to power. We saw people testing our legal system. So Charles Bronski and the others did not go in a bush to take arms. They went to the courts. That's what happens. If you trust the justice system, you will always run to the court and not in a bush. Say, if you want people to stop running into the bushes, strengthen the justice system, and then you will get it right. When people feel that they cannot trust their justice system, that they cannot trust their leaders in making sure that those who commit crimes are dealt with, the next thing they do is to make sure that they put the law or bring the law into their own hands. Dr. Ben here, welcome to this program, Society and Religion. I hope you will give your contribution. So, welcome.
But my aim was made strong by the hand of the Almighty. We forward in this generation triumphantly. Won't you help the sing? These songs of freedom, that's all I ever had. Redemption song.
So, my dear friends, that is it. The justice system. Once people are not able to trust it, that's what happens. They revert to what we call mob justice. They take the law into their own hands because they don't trust the police. They don't trust the authorities to be able to bring perpetrators of crime or perceived perpetrators. I don't just understand. It could be that those people that are being accused are innocent. But why sometimes the police and the authorities drag their feet? Why? So today's topic, unresolved societal issues and mob justice. Who to blame and lessons learned. And I just said to you, mob justice springs from the lack of trust for our justice and legal authorities, security authorities, to be able to handle suspected criminals. When this thing happens like that, in countries where the justice system is strong, when something happens, people run to court. It was bloody in South Africa because people did not trust the authorities. Today, you see what's happening in Cameroon. Let's come back to Liberia. In Maryland, you saw what happened recently. You saw when Talbot killed those people, how it went down. If people trusted the justice system, the first place they will run will be the police station. That's the first place they will run. But very often, that suspicion, that distrust is always there. And that is why it's important for you and I to do all we can to make sure that that public distrust that people have for our security apparatus and for our government to be able to bring to book those who commit crime is reduced. is reduced. And dear friends, we are using today as our reference the just ended elections in Bapulu County. So let me play you. We heard in Bapulu during the special senatorial elections, there was some problem in the Komba district in Normal Town. And this thing was even dragged to court. People even went all the way to the Supreme Court about election violence. And just recently it was reported that the paramount chief who seized the ballot boxes on the day of election was attacked somewhere in Douala. The paramount chief who seized the ballot boxes was attacked. Now, I condemn that. That is wrong. But come to think about it. Why is it that since December 8, since the paramount chief seized the ballot boxes, why there has not been an investigation? You see, sometimes when people call for investigation, the last time I did, people condemn me for that. Calling for an investigation does not mean somebody is guilty or that you want to condemn somebody or something like that. No. You want to go into the issue and put it behind so that is dealt with and it is resolved. And that is what our topic is about, unresolved societal issues. Those who are complaining why the paramount chief was attacked, let them ask. When did they ever hear the paramount chief from the time of December 8 saying he sees the ballot boxes? Did he ever call a meeting to explain to people why he did what he did? Did he ever appear on the public radio to say this is why? Or did the authorities call an investigation to say, look, why did it happen? Why was it so? So that we can put it behind. Nothing. People just kept quiet. Everybody is just quiet. It's unresolved. And obviously expect reprisals. And that's what started happening. That is a sign of potential conflict in that county. A very big sign of potential conflict. So quickly, those issues must be resolved. They must be resolved. You can't just ignore them. See, okay, let's see what, let's see this. The superintendent, we don't know what led the paramount chief to have done what he did. But this is the audio that we got circulating after the paramount chief did that. Orders were given by the superintendent, that if they see people voting for the lady who is Boto Kane from that area, the one who is now the senator, they should not allow that because they will lose their job. I don't just understand. How will the superintendent in this government? I have always said this to people. The first democratically indigenous elected president of Liberia is George Weah. Someone though, yes, the first indigenous president, but he came to power through the barrel of the bomb. We all know. 1980, what happened? April 12th. He tasted power first from the gun. But the first indigenous to go to the ballot box and say, I want to be president, so during his time, people are threatening people to remove them from payroll because they are not voting for a particular candidate. So what are you telling us, the native people? Is that how we rule our own people? Let me play you this. This is supposedly the voice of the superintendent. You hear that? Just listen.
The result of the election for your location will tell us that your people voted or they did not vote.
Okay.
Except your people did not vote, it's different from the government. You can control that area, the government will have no other alternative but to get it out from the payroll.
So you hear that? This is the voice, supposedly the voice of the superintendent. If the elections are held, our candidate is Africa for the CDC. The president is saying that if we hear from this town, from anywhere, that our candidate does not win, you are here as the head of this place, as chief or commissioner, we will remove you from payroll. How can you say that? So maybe Chief Magay realized that the CDC candidate would not have won, and he doesn't want to be deleted from payroll. So all he had to do was to sit ballot. But listen to it again. Listen to this. Moving the people from on payroll. The result of the election. So you see, the superintendent, according to this audio, is saying the chief should open the border. All our brothers and sisters in Sierra Leone should come and vote. But yet the lady was being accused as somebody importing foreigners. But this is the command from the superintendent. Listen to it again. Listen to it. So I don't just understand. Okay, the recording went wild. In fact, it went viral. Nobody is saying, let's investigate. You leave it hanging. When you leave these things like this, you allow things to pile up. The war that we had in the country, things didn't just happen. Even when Samuel Doe was accused of stealing elections, that was 1985. The war came up 1989, almost 1990. You allow things to pile up, unresolved. You are putting that area under a time bomb because it will explode one day. That's what's happening. Why? Okay, the paramount chief seized the ballot boxes. No investigation was done. It was unresolved. The audio went wild that it was the superintendent who instructed him to do that. No investigation. People haven't forgotten yet. This is placing Liberia under a time bomb that may explode one day. When that thing happened, I was in Bapulu. This is not the same. People threatened to burn the car of the superintendent. He was hiding his car from here and there, sending it to the police station and all that. It went down. It's not finished with. Listen to the recording. Listen to the recording from the superintendent.
Okay, if we
You that control that area, the government will have no alternative but to get you. If elections were not free and fair in a country, will CDC come to power? No. So how can a superintendent threaten people that if you don't vote for CDC, we'll move you from payroll? This is wrong. This is wrong. And we can't continue. Liberia must grow. Other countries, we used to laugh at Guinea all the time. Guinea is going ahead of us. Guinea is going ahead of us. And one of the mistakes that we make, some of us, is that when they say you are the head of this place, you think the place is for you. The fact that I'm the president of Liberia doesn't mean I own Liberia. The fact that I'm the superintendent of a county doesn't mean I own that county. Or the fact that I'm the head of an institution doesn't mean I own that institution. I'm only privileged to serve in the interest of those who are part of that institution. How can you say this? So the poor chief is afraid to lose his job. He's seizing ballot boxes, and people are even defending that. I don't know. How can you go seize? It's obstruction. That's interfere. You can't do that. You can't do that. Every election material is accompanied by state security. Report the issue. How you, as a paramount chief, will just leave from your house, you go, you just collect ballot boxes. Whatever reason you have. Okay, if you had whatever reason it is, why have you not up to this time gone to explain to the people why you did what you did? Nobody investigated him. Nobody investigated the superintendent. But yet people were accusing the lady of election violence, and they were all the way to the Supreme Court. You will seize ballot boxes. You keep them. Then they say, can't let vote, we take them from your house. And I should not see. No, it's not possible. So you see how people invite violence? They invited, even if the other side went and destroyed ballot papers and all this, they invited them to do that. Like often, I will hear people say, they say when you want the cat to eat the fish, don't allow the fish to smell. You know that you have cat in the house. You brought fish. You just dash the fish there. You leave the cat and you just dash it there. The fish, man, the cat will find where the fish is and it will eat it. How will you keep ballot boxes? You already say, I shouldn't win. Then they take them from your house. We just go and vote. I must look inside. So who's carrying on the violence now? The constitutional day for elections in our country that we all know was December 8th. Who obstructed December 8th? Was it Boto Kane? No. You know, sometimes I don't know. Let's listen to the superintendent again. These are the leaders we have. This is why our country continues to go down. You know, my dear friends, you are listening to the program Society and Religion with me, Father Anthony Toh. Unresolved societal issues and mob justice. Who to blame and lessons learned. Unresolved societal issues. Calling for the superintendent to be investigated on the audio recording does not mean that he's guilty, but it must be put behind. If you leave it hanging, the reprisals could come in a way that is not pleasant to the entire county and to the entire country. It's important. There was a time, like on Friday, let me be grateful to the students of Bopulu Central High. I was honored as one of those who have been contributing to education in Bopulu County in my absence. I mean, I was surprised actually that, in fact, this particular class that is honoring me, I think I briefly taught them, but most of my good work at that school, they didn't benefit. I didn't know they were observing. You know, I mean, it's a very good example that you appreciate those who do some good for you, while others wouldn't. Others are doing that. And one of the officials or local authorities went there and lamented that they wanted to have this long overdue county sitting, but some of the senators, it's cancelled. Now, let me take you back, especially the people of Bapulu. For a very long time, the caucus had been divided. I mean, it's a known fact. Even when the president went to Bapulu, he made mention that your caucus is not together. And it was always a call, unite for the good of Bapulu. When finally they decided to have caucus elections, they elected Kani Weso, Honorable Kani Weso, as their caucus chair. Kani Weso, who had just been elected as representative. They just elected you as representative, then you becoming caucus chair. It's like you are in this house, you just come, you don't even know the rooms. The very room they're putting you in, you don't even know the room. It's not possible. I went on the radio and told them, look, if you want Bapulu to move forward, this is not a way to go. It's not possible that you leave the two senators out who have been there, the others who have been there, Africa who too has been there. All the OOP who have been there, you just bring somebody on board, and because that person is part of CDC, you make that person caucus chair. It's chaos. And people insulted me. People said all the things they wanted to say about me. And in fact, one of them said something, and I like that. I have the recording here for that program. I decided to put my phone on recording for that whole program. Since they were insulting and they were telling Honorable Weso to prove himself that I was condemning. I wasn't condemning Honorable Weso. But I mean, it's simple logic. Somebody just coming to the job, you have to be okran. You have to make friends, And the caller said, let Honorable Weso prove himself to Father To so he can be shamed. And I was laughing. What is there to be shamed about? I'm telling you the reality. I think I will be shamed. If he proves himself, okay. So now, Honorable Weso, since he became caucus chair, no one meeting they've ever had in that county. In fact, he proved himself Gugu. He made me shame the lawmaker for calling the wife of the president Clark Williams. He been proving himself. He been making me shame. He proved himself good to the Liberian people and to the people of Bapulu, and he made me shame right in front of them. It means that he does not even know the name of his own president, whose party he's serving in, CDC, Clark Williams. To the extent that the president had to get up, I was watching right from Ghana here. I tuned through the executive mansion page. And divorce here, Kani Weso, and divorce here. But we told them, for the sake of this county, do not make him caucus chair. Bapulu will still go behind. Do not do that. It's not about a party. It's not about CDC. It's not about Unity Party. It's about the country. It's about the county. So he made me shame by calling Mrs. Clark Marie Williams. So that President Williams we have now. You see, some of these things, sometimes when people come out to tell people, they begin to, I don't just know. It's not just possible. Now you can't have the cooperation of those you sidelined and you are complaining. You continue to complain. I have said to the superintendent several times, say thanks to those who appointed you here. Yes, they nominated you here, but you have a responsibility. You are now the superintendent of this county, and you must live and work as the superintendent of this county. You must live and work as a twin mother. All these senators and representatives and all the people in this country, you need them. You need to work with them if you want the country to move forward. You need them. Let's take this musical break.
Bottomless pit, but my aim was made strong by the hand of the Almighty. We forward in this generation triumphantly. Won't you help the Savior? These songs of freedom, that's all I ever had. Redemption song, redemption song, emancipate.
My dear friends, you are listening to the program Society and Religion with me, Father Anthony Toh, and our topic is unresolved societal issues and mob justice, who to blame and lessons learned. When people don't trust the justice system, when people don't trust the authorities to be able to handle suspected criminals, they take the law into their own hands, which is equally wrong, of course. But these are some of the things that if I don't trust that, over time, that you are not able to do it, I will want to do it myself, which is wrong. Like, we're talking about unresolved issues, like the stimulus package. I understand 30 million, the Liberian people money was put there. First they said was for everybody, later they said vulnerable, then later they said most vulnerable. Okay. We had the first lockdown, second lockdown, I think tell also nobody got food. Now that the food has come, okay, they say it's better late than never. Food was sent to Bapulu County. It's like you send food for 100 persons. All the 100 persons could not get food, but yet you have leftover. How possible? We understand in Bakolu village, in Bapulu County, people were dividing food among themselves. Food in other communities that people want to go and take overnight. But people who, the people for whom the food was brought, they didn't get. But yet you have leftover. That's what I don't understand. It should be investigated. Remember the rice riot though. They rest business. People should not play with it in our country if we want Liberia. You see, some of the Ghanaians were telling me here, and we were at table. They say Liberia used to be ahead of us, but the war has brought Liberia to where it is. The war has damaged us. We shouldn't allow ourselves to go to war anymore. And that is why these issues must be resolved. Because when these issues continue to linger, you continue to leave them hanging and hanging and hanging. And the day people are fed up, Liberia will go back. God forbid. How can you carry food to Bapulu County for the people not get the food, then the food leave over, then people sharing it? How possible? It must be investigated. It must be investigated. Nobody is saying that somebody stole food. But if it is that those who were supposed to get did not get, why did they not get? How come food is left over and others did not get? It should be investigated so that it can be put behind. But once you leave it hanging, some reprisals, something will come out later on. And the country may not like it, and the country may not like it. It will cause maybe lives to be lost. It will cause government to lose money. It will cause other people to lose their property. Stimulus package meant for the people, they did not get. Some of them are crying, we ain't get. But still, they say leftover the share. How can you bring food for 100 persons 50 persons crying they didn't get, but you get left over. There are other mathematics that I don't know what I ever learned in school. And that is why I like Pap Olu. Pap Olu from Bapulu County that he posted. He said those who are in charge of rice distribution in our county right now must remember the 1979 rice riot. He cautioned them. Thank you, Pap Olu. Remember the rice riot. Don't play with Labrimpo rice. Even if you stole 20 bags of rice, how long will that carry you? How long? Yet the young people in that town are sitting down. Nobody is talking. The elders are sitting down. The chiefs are sitting down. The government is sitting down. Nobody is investigating. Tomorrow is something else is sent there. And somebody comes to say, no authority will share it. And then there's some grumble, this or that. Then people will start pulling in, police will start coming. This is where unresolved societal issues, the issues should be resolved. If you don't resolve the issue, you are piling up. It's like you are building up a very big bomb, which may be more than the atomic bomb. Which one was? I don't know. The one that was sent on Nagasaki. That one there will be small. We need to. Calling for an investigation does not mean somebody is guilty. No. It is about settling. Making sure that things are settled. That's all it's about. But people will just leave it hanging, and then in the end, it destroys us. Just like the war came, a lot of things were left hanging, uninvestigated. In the end, we had that war. It destroyed our country. How can you carry food to Bapulu, stimulus package for the people, the vulnerable people, then they cry and they ain't get, but still you have leftovers? How come? You bring food for 100 persons, 50 persons cry and they ain't get, but you get leftover food. I don't see that other mathematics yet. So it has to be investigated. My dear friends, you are listening to the program Society and Religion. Let me bring you this song, and after that we'll talk about how some prominent citizens were not recognized when the president visited Bapulu, and how the Southeastern group, those from the Southeast, have prepared their chicken, their cola, and all that to welcome their son, to say, oh, thank you, we are on this side. The authorities reportedly refused to allow the Southeasterners meet the president or greet the president because they say Grand Crew County went and beat them there. That's what they have against the Southeasterners. And because during that game, all the Southeasterners supported Grand Crew. This is football. So because of that, the Southeasterners were denied from greeting their own son. You see how our leaders behave? You see it? My dear friends, welcome. You are listening to the program Society and Religion, and we are talking about unresolved societal issues and mob justice. Who to blame? Lessons learned. You know, I have been working in Bapulu County, and I'm still working in Bapulu County. I'm only in Ghana to look after my leg. We went to play football, and somebody, I don't know why, they say they miss the ball, don't miss the boom. Of course, that's a song for Bapulu County. You miss the ball, don't miss the boom. So since they missed the ball, they didn't want to miss my bone, so they destroyed my bone. So I'm here to fix my bone. 2 persons, all the time I was there, took President Weah to Bapulu County. The first person who took President Weah to Bapulu County was Honorable Nathaniel McGill. At the time, he wanted to be a senator. He did not become. They didn't vote for him. The second person who took Josh Weah to Bapulu County inside the Catholic Church, the Roman Catholic Church, was Honorable Ama Zulu Jala. Zulu Jala. So this man who president today, the man who brought him to your county before, that none of you can ever do. None of those local authorities can ever do that. Honorable Jala took this man, Josh Weah, to Bapulu County. He said, let's go. And Josh Weah followed him to Bapulu County. This is the man who is coming to visit Bapulu County. And Honorable Jala gets up. Reportedly, that's what I was told. He goes out and stands in the sun for hours to wait for his own friend, with whom he was in the Senate. The man comes. The authorities refuse to recognize him. How can you behave this way? It should also be investigated. What happened? It was the president who, being a man of good heart, recognized Ama Jala. They refuse to recognize him because they think they have some differences with him. How can you do that? Prominent people. That man went to the county, and not to just a particular group of people. He went to visit all those staying in Bapulu. All those. He went to visit the county because all those staying in Bapulu are contributing to Bapulu. They are part. You refuse to recognize a man like Ama Jala. Then we have a southeastern group. Josh Weah is from the southeast. He's from Grand Cru. Oh, they say the president coming here is our son. They put themselves together, bought their white chickens, their cola, their pepper, and all that. The authorities said, oh, but Grand Cru came here and be all your supported them. We can't recognize you people. You people will never appear in front of the president. That is wrong. You can't do that. You can't do that. And that is why I said it's important, like Senator Nathan is calling for peace talks in Komba district. In fact, it shouldn't only be Komba, it should be the entire county. I support that. There should be a gathering of peace to be able to put all these things behind. You can't just leave them hanging. It's not possible. You can't leave them hanging. You can't leave them hanging. Some people are condemning the peace talk, saying, oh, for a very long time, in fact, since you became senator, you haven't been here. So are you saying that having peace talks, trying to put a pot together is not important? Is that what you're saying? Are you able to stand the repressors tomorrow if people begin to vent out their anger like they started now on the Chief McGill? They started attacking him. There must be some peace. In fact, it should not. The only problem I have is that this peace talk should not only be from Senator Nathan. No. It should be a collective effort on the part of the caucus. The very Boto Cannon should be part of it. Africa, we should be part of it. The chiefs, the superintendent, all those people should be part of that process. So that genuine peace and reconciliation is gotten. It must not be just an individual, But if an individual proposes this, it should be accepted. People from the southeast, then you can as well ask them to leave your county if you think they are not important. Their own son, you deny them from seeing him because there was a football game. You misbehaved during the football. In fact, some elders from southeast, you took chair from under them. they decided to let go, but yet you keep this in your heart. How can a country go forward? How can a country go forward? Unresolved societal issues and mob justice. Who to blame? Lessons learned. And dear friends, you are listening to the program Society and Religion with me, Father Anthony, to live from Koforidua, Ghana. Dear friends, you are listening to the program Society and Religion with me, Father Anthony Too, on the topic Unresolved Societal Issues and Mob Justice. Who to blame and lessons learned.
Ships, minutes of a day to guide from the bottomless pit, but my aim was made strong by the hand of the Almighty. We forward in this generation triumphantly. Won't you help the same? Songs of freedom, that's all I ever had. Redemption song, redemption song. Immensity.
My dear friends, you are listening to the program Society and Religion with me, Father Anthony Too, with the topic Unresolved Societal Issues and Mob Justice. Who to blame and lessons learned. My dear friends, we saw recently what happened in Maryland. It shouldn't be happening if our people trust the police. It shouldn't. It shouldn't be happening if our issues are resolved. It shouldn't. Mob justice is wrong. Of course, it's illegal. No country and no person will ever support that. But there are things that we do that lead to this. And it's some of those things we are talking about today. Unresolved societal issues. Things happen. So when I talk about Kanye West being the caucus chair that it wouldn't do Babulu any good, people insulted me. In fact, some were planning to set traps, to set me up, to say all kinds of things, to spoil my name, but I didn't care. You can say anything that you want to say about me, that's your business. But what is for the good of society must be talked about. No matter what you want to do, you can even kill me, you can even, whatever it is. But somebody must speak out. So, Kanye West, just elected representative, you put him as head of the caucus, you leave the two senators out. You leave those who are in you because you think the person is those people are not from your party. The country does not belong to a particular party. And that day, I have the recording here. People were calling that this man should do his best to make me shame. Now he made me shame right in front of the president of the Republic of Liberia by calling his wife. So you don't even know your president's name, Claire Marie Williams. The president had to correct him. President even had to tell them that your lawmakers are not together. Everybody is talking it. When you give pieces of advice, and when you tell them what can be done for the caucus to be together, they hate you for that. You can't keep dragging a whole county backwards just for selfish reasons. That's wrong. That's wrong. And none of us should support that, because that is wrong. We shouldn't support that. That is very wrong. So you that control that area, if your people did not vote for the government, will get you from the payroll. So as a result, paramount chiefs now they start seizing ballot boxes so they can remain on payroll. All these issues should be, you see, my dear friends, this is in the interest of our country. This is in the interest of our county. That when things happen like this, those things are investigated so that they can be put behind. Because if you leave them hanging, see what happened recently in Douala. The paramount chief was attacked. Because when this thing happened, since December 8th, that thing happened, they say he seized ballot boxes. No one has ever called a meeting to say, let's talk about what happened, the chief, why the chief did what he did. Nobody. Now that he's been attacked, people are crying foul. The audio from, supposedly from the superintendent went wild. Nobody has been able to say, Superintendent, we have come. Look, were you the one who said if chiefs and commissioners and people don't vote, you will move them from payroll? Let's investigate. Rice distribution. You bring rice for 100%, 50% crying, they ain't get, but you still have plenty left over. You sharing it at night in the net, you can go share it. But people who is supposed to be for the crying, they say they ain't get, but I don't understand. Like I said, that other mathematics, I don't know it. You bring food for 100 persons, 50 persons crying, they ain't get, but you still get plenty left over. President goes to your county, you refuse to recognize those who made the county what it is. You fail to recognize them because they are not part of CDC or because you have personal issues with them. This is not how we should live. This is not how we should live. To be frank, this is not how we should live. All of us must join hands together to make sure that we do the right things for the proper functioning of our society. All these countries can look at in Liberia. When you're sick, you run to Ghana. Ghana when we got our independence 1847, we should be still running to Ghana for other things. See how developed Ghana is. Guinea, we used to laugh. Look, let's do the things that will put our country back on track. Our educational system, our health system, our infrastructure, even our politics becoming mature. We should all put that first. It's not about a particular political party. NDP, during the time of Samuel Doe was strong. Where's NDP now? Even NPP, they're struggling to come back. Party will come and go. The country will remain. The people will remain. That's why I like Charles Taylor, because of his motto, above all else, the people, whether he lived by it or not, I don't know. But all of us as Liberians, Whatever we are doing in our country, it should be above all else the people. My dear friends, you are listening to the program Society and Religion, and maybe 2 minutes from now we'll be going off. But unresolved societal issues and mob justice. I can tell you this. When we leave the issues hanging, they pile up and pile up and pile up. They lead to mob justice, and at times they lead to war and the destruction of our facilities, the destruction of our country. We should learn to investigate issues as they take place, so as to bring sanity to society, so as to bring sanity to our people. It's important. And dear friends, you are listening to the program Society and Religion with me, Reverend Father Anthony Donye Dueto. Let me play this another song. Let's enjoy this musical break. I have to go very soon. The time is 6:19 minutes after 6, and at 6:30 I have mass. So So, my dear friends, you are listening to the program Society and Religion. As I said, unresolved societal issues bring about mob justice. So, we should blame ourselves, especially with the authorities, if we are not doing anything about it. And that's why we brought you the topic, unresolved societal issues and mob justice. I understand the assistant to the superintendent on Friday was in the city hall complaining. The people had canceled they canceled, not even postponed, but canceled the county sitting. And the senators were giving excuses. Yes, it will happen because there are unresolved issues. Blame yourselves. There are unresolved issues. You cannot pretend that all is well when you know very well deep down in your heart that all is not well. We are destroying our country. We are destroying our county. We are destroying our people. Other countries are moving. They are laughing at us. Thank God small for at least the airport now. Before, people used to come from out, they used to see our airport and just be laughing. At least Liberia is getting back. Please, let's do all we can to make sure that Liberia again sits among the the international nations, that we have a place, that we are respected once again. Let's thank Ellen Johnson Sirleaf, our past president. She laid the foundation. Let's build on it. Let's not carry this country back to where we are coming from. A lot of efforts, a lot of money, blood wasted to get the country from where it was before. Let us not do those things that will take the country back, to the war days. Liberia must move ahead. Until next Sunday, my dear friends, this is how it has been with me, Reverend Father Anthony To, your producer and presenter of this program, Society and Religion. Join me next Sunday for your program, Society and Religion. And today we've been talking about unresolved societal issues and mob justice, whom to blame, and lessons learned. So thank you for watching. Until next Sunday, I have been Reverend Father Anthony To.